The playtest for the new Townstar Godot version is about to happen this week, and we're going to give you all the updates on what to expect on today's Frugal BC. Hey, what's up, guys? Frugal BC. Showing a little skin there. Yeah, I just got back from jiu-jitsu not too long ago, but we are talking about Townstar today. Now, the new version of Townstar is supposed to playtest this week. As I post this, they said this on the AMA toward the end of last week. Now, it's going to be a very limited number of people, just to keep that in mind. So what they're going to do, they're having a limited number of people for the playtest. This is the new Godot version. What does that mean? Now, it's the whole thing, it's on a very different engine. Will allow for a lot of things. So basically, the biggest thing, in my opinion, besides turning the earn back on, which is the earn function is coming pretty soon as well. We're going to talk a little bit about that in case you missed my last video. Basically, it allows the game to play in the background so that you won't have to have your town turn, you won't have to have the game running 24/7 when you're in competition, which I think is great because the competition, like, I just hate leaving my laptop running that long. And also, there's actually a lot of stuff we're going to talk about coming up here that it's even stuff I learned very, very recently. But now, so the playtest is happening next week, or this week, the end of this week probably. We'll see if they actually live up to that, but that's their goal. Now, the interesting thing is that the other live version is still going to be running, so you can still play that. In fact, there's still going to be 2 competitions in February on the regular town. They call it Townstar Live. That's the old version. The Godot version, which is Townstar Forever. They say that because it's running in the background. Now it's going to start playtesting. It's going to be a limited pool, and then they're going to add more and more players as they go and as they fix bugs. And in fact, the devs have been playtesting it already and have fixed most of the big major bugs, so it should be a lot of little stuff. I'm hoping that I get on the list. I've still been playing Townstar. I stopped for a while, but I've been playing the last couple months, knowing that this thing was coming back, probably since I got back from Decipher, which is the Algorand conference. Basically, eventually everyone will be added to the playtest and it won't be a playtest anymore. Some of the cool things of the way it's going to look, and I'm going to show you some video that they released. Time of day changes are being worked out so that it'll look different at night versus in the morning, afternoon, evening, etc., which I think is really cool. There's going to be a little bit, well, they're adding decorations, but here's how it's going to work. And I'm not sure. This is one I'm a little hesitant about because the spacing is a little different. Basically, what you're used to as a one big box is going to be divided into basically 9 sub boxes, like a 3x3. And so you'll be able to adjust it on that 3x3 grid. So you can put it down, you can move it one click over instead of the whole box over. I hope that makes sense. Might make more sense with the video if you're watching that. And so that will allow you to put like decorations in those little spaces that aren't the big box. Hopefully you really watch the video because it'll make more sense. If you're just listening to this in the background, that you might want to go back and actually take a look at that. And they are working on a mobile specific version. I think this was really cool. As you know, you can play Townstar on mobile. It's never worked well from what I understand it. Honestly, I never tried it myself. I've always played it in browser, mostly because there's a lot of time. You know how this game goes. Like, you kind of leave it in the background, and then you come back and see how things are going, which you'll have to do in the new version because things will be happening. So you won't want like your storage to get full and you're not selling anything. So you will have to check up on your game. But yeah, they're going to have a specific mobile version so that it will play well on mobile. The new engine should allow for that a lot easier. Now, I want to get into Earn because I know a lot of people are probably really interested in Earn. That's really coming soon. They're just double checking some of the calculations to make sure they got it right. And then that will turn back on. Now, I saw some things that were false. The swap is 2 town to 1 gala. They repeated that in the last AMA. I've seen people say 1.25. I don't know where they got that from. It's not true. It's 2 town to 1 gala. So every 2 town you have, that'll be converted into a gala. And that's when they will put that swap feature on. You're going to give it once they got that up and running, there'll be about 6 months where you can do that. As well as your old NFTs, you'll need to bridge them to the new one. Now that's a little scary because that might cost some Ethereum to port them over. So something to keep in mind there. So the what it looks like. Now, they didn't specifically address the other NFTs, but do you remember how they said in one of the AMAs, and I talked about this on my last video, that they were going to look at all the NFTs to see if the earn was appropriate? It looks like they're only changing them for Vox and Mirandus. And this is the chart. I'll show it to you below. Everything else, from what I understand, will stay the same, but they didn't specifically say that. So I want to be clear that it's more by, they didn't talk about changes to those. So I don't think they are, but just keep that in mind, because we'll see. And one thing they're talking about is actually being able to rent out your NFTs. So I think that's a really great thing that's working on spider tanks right now in the Gala ecosystem. You can rent, if you bought like the spider tanks that earn, you can rent them out to other players, and then you get a little cut and they get a cut from playing. So that could be very interesting. Some new fun stuff now in the game coming up next month. There will be an NFT award for getting every 30 days I almost made the same mistake they said on the AMA. If you play every day in February, you get a specific NFT, and that is more rare than the one that you get for playing at least 10 days, which you also can earn. So if you play every day in February, you will get both of those NFTs. And I'm not sure what they are. They didn't say what they are, but it'll be the one that you get for playing every day will be more rare than the one that you get for playing just 10 days, at least 10 days. Oh, and then something that's coming up that I think is very interesting is they're planning something called a reset center. And this is something that's supposed to be the idea that toward the end game, when you start earning so much money that you kind of have your town as far as you can take it, and there's nothing more to spend your money on. This is something that you can buy, a building that you can buy that basically provides buffs. So it'll give you passive whatever, depending on what it has. It should have 4 different kinds, and one will be like really big, I guess. So that's all they said about it, but that's something that's coming up. I think that should be interesting. And yeah, I have to say that I'm really excited about the game. I was disappointed when they turned the earn function off, and I understood why they did it. I didn't like the way they spoke about it, though. I didn't like the way that they made it sound like gamers should feel bad for expecting to earn, because that's how they sold it. And that's these NFTs are really expensive. So I thought it was really disingenuous to suddenly turn around and be like, well, how dare you expect to earn on this? You should just want to play the game. Well, no. You sold that as a play to earn game. Don't turn around and tell people that they're wrong for expecting that. But I understood why they turned it off, because the economy was on the verge of collapse, and they didn't want another Axie Infinity. So I think it was a good move. I think it was smart. I'm glad that they are working to restore it, and that it would be coming back soon. I think the move to earn in Gala versus Town is really big. I think that's a wonderful thing that they did. I think it's better than just having a Town coin. I think it'll work out way better, because Gala has a use in so many other projects, so many other games besides just Townstar, that I don't think you'll have the same selling pressure. So it always remains to be seen. I wouldn't expect to earn a ton from this game. Just like, from what I understand, spider tanks, you're not earning a ton there either. You're not really recouping your costs, so to speak. So something to keep in mind. But I think I'm really excited to play this. Definitely going to do a live stream if and when I get added to the playtest. I'm hoping that happens. They didn't really talk about how people will be chosen for the playtest, so I'm kind of crossing my fingers. I did do the last competition, and I have been playing otherwise quite a bit. So, and I did some competitions last fall too. So I did play some, hoping that's enough to get me in. If not the first stage, maybe the second stage. But we'll see. If I do, I will be live streaming it here, and I do want to start doing some more game live streams anyway. So keep an eye out for that. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about the artwork, the way it looks now? What do you think about Townstar? Do you think the earn will be useful? All of that stuff, put it in the comments. I respond to just about everybody, so love to hear what you guys have to say. And hit the like button, subscribe button. Didn't say that earlier, but otherwise, I hope you guys are doing great out there, and stay safe. Get your stuff off exchanges, not your keys, not your crypto. Got to stay safe, guys. And that's it. I'll see you next time. I'm Frugal BC, and I'll see you in the future.